Hi, and welcome to Now Spinning Magazine with me, Phil Aston. Now, for those of you who've tuned in a fair few times to this channel and the website, you probably think it's been a bit of a gap. It feels that way to me. I've been doing videos 3 or 4 times a week, and I know some of my patrons have found this time quite good to be able to catch up with the amount of videos that you've got to catch up on. Well, I've had a bit of a week, but I've tried to turn it around into a positive thing. I know a lot of you like Now Spinning Magazine because it reminds you of those times in the 70s and 80s when we used to have Melody Maker and Sounds and Enemy, and we had a weekly digest of music and to share with your friends what you'd read and what you'd heard and everything. So what has been going on in my world? Well, I decided to try and save some money by changing over from my internet provider to another one. To say it didn't work would be a understatement. It just didn't work. In fact, as I sit here doing this, I have no internet. So if you are watching this on YouTube, rest assured this took about 2 days to upload. Also, at the same time of all of that happening, my phone died. I use my phone a lot to record these videos, and it was literally dead. So I've had to buy a new one. At the same time that this happened, all completely unrelated, the Now Spinning Magazine website also decided to go to sleep for a while, so my email stopped working. So again, I was completely cut off. So no internet, no phone, no social media, no nothing. It was like going back to 1975, when all you had was your hi-fi that you plugged in into the socket on the wall and clicked on, and it worked. So that's what I decided to do, was pretend it was 1975, although my musical listening has taken me way beyond that, but that's where I went. So I started off by reading a copy of Melody Maker from 1975, which was 12 pence then. This is June 28th. How apt. June 28th, 1975, roughly where I am now. And Dylan was about to release his Basement Tapes album, and Richie Blackmore was explaining why he'd left Deep Purple. And what else was the headline news back then? Elton John was just getting ready to go out on tour from the Wembley Report, and the #1 album was Captain Fantastic, and the brand Cowboy was also in there as well. So what have I been doing? And I thought I'd share that with you. Thought it might be interesting. One of my patrons actually said, why don't you just say how you've been coping without the internet? Well, not having the internet has given me a chance to get involved and try some things out that I am going to explain in more depth, and probably some of these will turn into their own little videos. So I decided to go through the far reaches of my collection, and I found a DVD audio of Billion Dollar Babies by Alice Cooper in 5.1. Do you remember these DVD audios? I've got a few of them actually. It's a format that's died. So this is why I think hopefully there'll be a super deluxe edition of Billion Dollar Babies, because the fact that this exists and quite a bit of effort was put into it. Thank you all of you who watched the Sendelica podcast with Pete Bingham. And I hope many of you have gone off and tried to find a copy of this, because it's absolutely superb. I've also been listening to a lot of Gamma. I'm going to be reviewing, if I can find it, and it looks as like I probably can't. I try to put it. Oh, I can find it. God, it's been. I'm still recovering from the stress of this. Gamma, What's Gone Is Gone, the Electric Years, from Cherry Red. I've been listening to this, and I've been listening to the Rock Candy editions and the vinyl albums as well, which are on this table somewhere. A great band. I love Ronnie Montrose, so I'm going to do a video on that. And that's the other thing that's happened, everyone. I had over 9 videos recorded, ready to be uploaded, and I've lost them all. So I've got to do them all again. Maybe I'll see the first time as I did them as a bit of like a rehearsal, you know, trying to, again, positive spin. I've also been playing Heavy Hymnal by Vintage Trouble. I love this band. This has got to be the soul blues sensation of the year. Great album, and I'll do a separate little review on that as well. Staying with soul, my box set that has been keeping me company during this period of being offline is the Written in Their Soul, the Stax songwriting demos, which is a 7-disc set, which is absolutely superb, which I'm going to be reviewing that as well. Going back into the archives, I said I was going to do some Alex Harvey, and it's going to be next. It's going to be this one. It has to be. I've got so many memories of how I found this album and what it meant to me that I've got to share that with you. So that's going to be a separate video. But it's been great just having the chance to just absorb it, really. As I said, this has like been in the 70s, so who remembers this dude? Look at those strides. This is Gary Wright and the Dreamweaver album, which has a rare session from Ronnie Montrose on it, which is how it ended up in my collection. But just look at that gear, man. There's something else in it. Warner Brothers. Great album. The other thing I've been playing on vinyl is, and again, separate review on its way, is Hawkwind. This is my favourite album by Hawkwind, Warrior on the Edge of Time. This is my original, not the original. I think I got this in the 70s. This is when the cover didn't do anything spectacular. But the one I have now does. And it's this one from Cherry Red, which is the gatefold sleeve with the kind of underpants shaped badge and banner. I'm going to do a separate video. It has to be a separate video because it's such a great album. I'd love to talk about this in more depth, but this is the Stephen Wilson remix vinyl version. And I've also been playing a single by a band I wish I had more by, and it is Max Webster. Been playing that. What is that? It's Paradise Skies backed with The Party. A new band for me, which my eldest son bought me, is called Riot City Burn the Night, which I'll tell you more about at another time. This is a great band, Frijid Pink. This is a 2 CD, basically the DRM recordings, 1970 to 1971, which is out on Esoteric. I'd already got an Esoteric version of the first album, but of course I bet you all know this band rather because of the House of the Rising Sun, which I also have on a single I think I bought when I was a young lad. Hawkwind, I've also been playing the little box set from Warrior on the Edge of Time as well, which is also Cherry Red, which I've had for ages, but that's really good. The other things that I've really enjoyed playing during this time was Derek Truck's band Road Songs, a double live album. That's good. A lot of you will like this, I know. It's Chris Squire, Fish Out of Water. My friend who's sadly passed away, Gary Fudge, used to be a member of the Now Spinning Facebook group. He got me into this album. I remember him buying the big £80 deluxe super box set and saying, Phil, you don't have that. I was going, no. So I invested in the 2-disc version and I really, really enjoy it. Tangerine Dream, I've been playing Quantum Gate, which actually is Tangerine Dream on. It's not the original members, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like the family, the people who've come on afterwards, and it's just fantastic. That is, absolutely love it. Votum, Harvest Moon, which is an autograph version for when I saw them supporting Riverside in Bristol. A great Polish prog band, lots of riffage and subtle Opeth-esque, Riverside-esque prog stuff on that. Really, really good. I've also been doing a bit of jazz. and this is a Miles Davis and Live Evil, which a few years ago you wouldn't have seen me going near. You'll notice that the CD case is wrecked, which brings me on to the last thing I'm probably going to talk about. But before I do, I've also been playing a bit more jazz, which is Floating Points by Pharoah Sanders and the London Symphony Orchestra. Recorded, I think, obviously not that long. He passed away quite soon after this. But this is a beautiful album. And the kind of stress that I've been through, in the last few days, it's been really, really good. I've also been playing Dream Theater, but not as you'd expect it, the String Quartet tribute to Dream Theater. I really like that. And I've been playing Summer of Love, which is a compilation from the birth of the CD in a way. When was it? Oh, well, 1990, near enough, isn't it? Summer of Love, which is, I found as I've been going through my record collection, CD collection, whatever you want to call it, and I'll explain why in a moment, but it's got like California Dreaming on it, Mr. Tambourine Man, Happy Together, The Turtles, Daydream, Albatross, San Francisco, etc. Oh Happy Days. It's great. So it took me back before the 70s, that one. And of course the music that helps me, before I get to that, Roy Buchanan, first and second albums, great. The Doobie Brothers, and I've gone for the Michael McDonald period because of Chinatown. The Doobies, when I do my Music for Mental Health series, which I'm going to be filming some more of because I've lost some of those videos, they really help me. They're really helping me now. And I also, as I started to do all of this, realised I had to own up to a fact. As far as my music collection is really, and especially CDs, I have run out of room. What you can see here is a small section of my home, which I share with other people. And my music collection is everywhere. It's everywhere except the bathroom. And that's only because there are no shelves. It's under the chairs, it's under the sofas, it's in every cupboard, it's in every corner, every room. I am everywhere, or it's everywhere, depending on how you view it. And it was getting to a point where I was having to do lots of different things, like putting things in crates and boxes and piling them on top of each other. And I'm going to do a separate video on what I'm about to say, because I think it warrants it, because some of you are going to look on it in horror, but I'm going to do a separate video. I realised that I need to make some more room. And this is purely room. If you live in America and you've got a basement, you've got enough room to put a herd of cattle in there as well as your music collection, that's great. I don't. So I've made a decision, whereas single jewel cases, I am replacing them and putting those discs in sleeves. So they're like little vinyl albums. I'm not doing it to doubles, and I'm not doing it to fat boxes, and I'm not doing it to digipacks, and I'm not doing it to little box sets, only the single jewel cases. And for a lot of them, like the Kiss one, for instance, the Kiss ones, actually you couldn't read what was in the back cover anyway because the shiny disc was there. But I have already done this to about 1,300 discs, and the amount of room I've got back, and the weight, and how scruffy some of the discs are. And I wasn't sure at first, but I quite like it. So that's where I am at the moment. And so I have a lot of videos coming up, and when my technical issues are coming to an end, but I have enjoyed being off-grid, offline, to just to just listen to music, because there was no other distractions. There was I must take a photograph of that. I must go and check my comments. I must go and post this. Or I haven't posted on Twitter for ages, or Instagram, or it could be a problem. I haven't had any emails or anything. I've just had music, put a record on, put a CD on. I've also found some things that I've recently added, and I haven't even played them. One is Outstation, new prog band, Tokyo Storm, and the Pigs Might Fly. They literally might. So absolutely tons of stuff. So thank you for your patience, and thank you for your support, and thank you for caring as well. Thank you to those of you who've reached out to see if I'm all right and if everything's okay. And I'm sorry I've not responded because I haven't been able to. So I'm off now to do another video, which I'll upload in about, which will take about 4 days to upload. No, it won't. I'm going to be positive. It's going to be fine. Music is the healer. It is the doctor. It keeps us all sane. So let me know if you've got to this point in this video without falling asleep and you're still here. Let me know what you've been playing. Let me know what you'd like me to do. And I shall talk to you and see you very, very soon. Stay safe, everyone.